He's back, everybody. So no, this isn't episode 2 of fixing the shed. Although I was going to say we've done episode 1 of fixing the shed, but little we'll keep it between us for the moment. But there might not be a shed very soon. We might have a new series on the channel.
Oh, no.
But yeah, we'll just leave it with that for now. The shed might not be here much longer. So.
And that's because the problems ran deeper. So the video wasn't uploaded, but essentially the wiring is absolutely stuffed front and back of the car. There's smoke coming out the back. There's
Basically, just needs to get rid of it and get a new car.
We didn't think it was a big problem at first, and then it was one problem after another, and it got to the point where we were like, yeah, this isn't even worth it. So if anyone wants to buy some Bose speakers, I've got 2 for 25 quid. I've got a set of Audi speakers. I'll do a 50 quid YouTube deal.
So there you go. You know where to come if you want some Audi speakers for an A3 8P. Leave a comment in the comments box below and get in touch with Jake, and I'm sure he'll sort you out a good deal. But for now, and as you've
Instagram, Jake Owen Designs.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put his Instagram thing on the screen here somewhere. As you've probably seen from the title of the video, we have another modification for the S5, and it comes in the form of this box here, which we will now go ahead and unbox. Right, so I've already slit the box open because I couldn't wait for the video to have a look, so we'll do a little bit of an unboxing. So here we have, for the car, a massive cone filter, which is bigger than my head, but we've got the APR open air carbon fibre intake, so that's the main filter. There's a secondary little filter there which goes on. This is where the bulk cost of the thing comes from, and it's the carbon fibre heat shield, and I just think it looks ace. That's why I went with the APR one. Plus I want to get all the APR software and stuff eventually, so I thought I'll stick with APR. But that is
look
a
at that.
very lovely bit of kit. 400, well, nearly £400.
Let's get a close up of that.
But the weave is absolutely incredible. It's a really, really nice bit of kit. So we're going to grab the toolbox, and then we'll get the bonnet up, and we'll get to fitting this in. The beast. So this is what we're going to be taking out. So this is the stock airbox. So I think we take this part out, this part, but this bit stays in. So with the APR kit, you get this this little QR code, which basically takes you to the online downloadable instructions. So I don't think it's too difficult, to be honest. It's just a case of unscrewing the original airbox, taking this front panel off to get this out, and then putting the new one in. So we'll have a look how we do it, and then we'll crack on. Only downside is the car has just been driven and it's quite warm, so I'll just have to be careful that we don't burn ourselves on the engine. But I'm sure we'll be alright. Let's just read the manual and then we'll get to it. Yeah. Come closer.
Yeah,
okay, so it's a pretty simple process, I think. So there's these 4 little pop pins here. So we're going to pop these in, try and not lose the bottom of them, and then this will take this panel out. There we go, that's all 4 out. Cool. So we're just gonna, that literally just lifts off. That was really easy.
That was easy.
So we'll put that aside. So now, this is the air intake now. So we're gonna need.
So what's this bit we're changing now, Sam?
So this is like the kind of cold air scoop that feeds it in from behind the grill.
Okay.
So we're going to essentially take all of this out.
Right.
So we need to get, I think look, it was like 2 T25s, I think. So get T25s on there. That'll let this scoop lift up. We're going to have to loosen off this hose clamp here. So
yeah,
that's probably like a, I don't know, maybe like an 8mm socket or something, or a flathead screwdriver.
Yeah, flathead.
Loosen that off, unclip it, and then basically the whole, by the look of it, the whole box just lifts out, and then the new one goes in. So it's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
So let's just get a T20. I think it's a T25. Would you say?
Potentially. Now, for a non-car guy like me,
yeah, it's a T25.
How does this improve the performance of the car?
So, well, there's a lot of kind of. Whoa.
Oh!
I've still got it. We've got it.
That was
We're
close.
all good. So there's kind of contradicting thoughts on intakes. So
Okay.
especially an open system like this, what I've got, essentially, like, people say it can actually create more heat soak because it's not enclosed, so it can actually soak in the hot air from the engine.
Yeah.
The idea of it is you want it to be able to take in more cold air.
Okay.
Cold air obviously helps the engine perform better because cold air is denser, hence more combustion, more power. But with the open system, it does tend to lead to heat soak, so that's why you've got the carbon fibre heat shield.
Yeah.
So the carbon fibre heat shield essentially will go here, and it stops the heat from the engine being sucked
back in
to the intake.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's going to add much performance, but it will make it sound a lot better. Oh, actually, that's what we've not done. Before I do any more, I'll leave this as it is. We'll get a before shot of how it sounds.
Okay, yeah.
And then when we fit the intake, we'll be able to hear what it sounds like afterwards.
Let's do that.
Let's do that now. Right, so I think that is hot down there. Ow. So that just unclips. So that hose, I think there we go, that was easy. So that's just popped off now. And by the look of it, this just lifts out. That sounded like it worked.
He says it just lifts out, but...
Okay, so this is the secondary air clamp hose thing that it was on about. So I think we have to like squeeze, again, it's a bit fiddly. I think we have to squeeze that in. Oh, come on, you bastard. There we go.
Got it.
And then all this should just lift out, I believe. Ta-da!
Okay,
Wow,
so
that is
give us. Oh my god! Let me pick this up for the YouTube for the people. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is
So we're going to replace all of that with this
something
intake system.
a lot smaller, and this is a lot nicer looking.
So yeah, it's not only gonna make the car sound better, but it's gonna make the engine bay actually look a lot cooler.
Yeah.
We just kind of imagine. So this is gonna basically go in kind of there like that. So it'll make it look really nice. And I'll plan on getting some other like cam. So you can get this part as well. So that this is the stage 1 part of the intake.
This is
You do the stage 2 part as well, which is basically this hose here into the throttle body as a carbon fibre inlet. That's about 250 quid just for the pipe. Oof. So I'll get that later down the line, but for now that'll do. So this is the little secondary intake pipe here, which must come down. Must come from like down there. Must be like a bit of a cold air feed. So this is just or something like that. Get a couple of little zip ties.
Okay.
And then this little APR filter. So I'm guessing this goes onto this pipe here.
There's a lot of guesswork in this, is there?
Yeah, it just clips on there like that. So I'm guessing, we'll have a look on the instructions again, but I'm guessing you use the zip ties to like zip tie this to here or something so it doesn't like rattle around.
Did you even read the instructions?
I read the first part. We'll read the second part now. Cool, so we've tightened them up now. We're just going to refit the engine cover because we don't need. Is there anything else in there now? So I'll just slot it in. Cool, so I think before we put the main filter on, we're just going to zip tie this to the side here. Then we'll sit the main filter on, and then we can start her up. That looks pretty sweet. I will cut that zip tie off later, but I'll just tuck it there for now.
Is that securely in place?
Yeah, looks pretty solid to me.
Looks good, that.
Right, let's get the.
Or is this the big boy now?
This is the big main.
Look at the absolute size. How big is that compared to your head? Oh my god, that's as big as his head.
It's going to look sweet. Right, so we'll put it so we can actually get to the... So we'll just slot that down in there, and then it should be as simple as slotting over that, and then we just need to tighten up the clamps, which I'm assuming is probably going to be a 7mm.
Is that the final look?
Yeah, that's literally it. Well, I say that's it. Hold on, it's not a 7. I think it's an 8mm. It wasn't a 7. Oh, it's not an 8 either. It's going to be a 9. Let's try a 9. You can tell we're professionals, obviously.
Absolutely.
9mm, there we go. Hold on.
So
it is an 8, but I can't find the bloody 8mm. God's sake, this is what happens when you don't use your own toolkit.
So between an engineer and an industrial designer, we can't find an 8mm socket.
Right. Is that an 8? No. Bollocks. Right, second best thing.
Oh god.
Where's a flathead? There's no flatheads. This is the worst toolkit.
Oh my god.
Ever. Oh, there you go. This isn't my toolkit, by the way. I'm just borrowing it. I've left mine at home and I'm at my mum's. Right, flathead it is until I can find an 8mm to tighten it up properly, but this should semi do the trick for now. I mean, that's pretty solid.
The official wobble test.
Yeah.
Any
I'll just get it as tight as I can. I don't want to like strip it or anything, so I'll just get it as tight as I can on the flathead. To be fair, it doesn't need to be like ridiculously tight as long as it holds in place. That seems pretty solid. That actually looks so good.
Okay, so we actually just stopped the camera for a second because the recording time was going down. And as soon as I stopped recording, he just dropped something.
I just dropped the flathead down there, and it's landed on the under tray somewhere. So now I'm going to have to jack the car up and take the under tray off. Let's get that back. Brilliant. Right, so it was all going so well. We've got the intake installed, which looks sweet, and then I dropped the tool down in the engine, which is a pain in the arse. So now we're going to have to jack the car up, take the under tray off, and try and retrieve the tool. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get back to doing the sound test. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see what it sounds like.
Go on. Oh, damn. What'd you think of that?
Sounds mega. Don't give it a rev and then I can hear.
There you go.
Go on.